Toothless, unimaginative, poor, and typical England drawing at home versus Uruguay. Um, I think looking at that starting 11, you kind of sense, yeah, okay, we're probably not going to be that good today. But even the guys, sort of the guys in that team that you look at as main players or top quality players at their own clubs, yet again underperforming, and it's just a typical trait of these England players is consistently underperforming. I love the idea, of trying to win a World Cup or Euros, but let's be real, it's not going to happen. And I know a lot of people sort of sit there and say, look, you didn't have Kane playing, you didn't have Rice playing, you didn't have your main guys playing. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're looking at a Uruguay team that, outside of Fede Valverde, there's some all right players, but there's nothing that crazy. And to be honest, they looked the better team. I mean, there was some good performances. I thought Garner played well. I thought Livramento, for the most part, played well. He got skinned a few times, but I thought he, for the most part, played well. I think we looked better in a weird way. We looked better with Wharton for a lot of the part of the second half. But in reality, it was unimaginative. Foden, again, poor. Palmer, again, poor. I thought Rashford was probably the player of the first half. Looked good. Looked like a threat. I mean, it all comes down to the fact that how Uruguay didn't have a sending off is absolutely perplexing to me. You've got they've also got Agate who should be sent off, but they've rescinded the yellow card so they can give him another yellow card. I don't really get that. It's like getting a warning at work and them going, let me get rid of that warning. Here's a new warning. Continue on your way. In reality, I'm a bit perplexed by that Araujo challenge where I've seen in the Premier League alone, I've seen Romero get sent off for less, and it's ridiculous because Araujo is as rash as Romero, if not even maybe more rash than Romero at times. If you watch Barcelona play, but obviously, Barcelona very well favoured in the world of Spanish football, but he should have been sent off, hands down. If Foden had his foot in the ground for a split second longer, Foden's leg is in about 4 different pieces. It's not even given. The VAR said that VAR went, don't even worry about it. Don't even look at that, by the way. But Uruguay get a penalty for something that was probably a tenth of the force. So it shows you that whoever the referee was today, I don't know. I'm not interested in whoever the referee is, but whoever he is, the guy's an absolute moron that should not referee any top flight football for a long time. I joke about some of the refereeing in the English, Premier League especially. This guy made Michael Oliver look like an absolute god of refereeing. He was appalling. He consistently got things wrong. And I get the whole idea, it's a friendly, try and let them play. Yeah, but I mean, that's all right and all. But you've also got a player who's gone out there and just assaulted players. I mean, that's all Uruguay did today was waste time, kick out. And fair play to them, they still deserve to win, which shows more in England, but they should have been down to 10 men. As soon as that challenge on Araujo came in, I looked at that, and they showed the replays. I went, that goes to VAR, that's a red card. And the fact that VAR went, don't even need to look at it, don't worry about it, bud. It doesn't matter that he won the ball. It does not matter that he won the ball. Excessive force is the letter of the law, right? Again, like I said, I've seen the Premier League this year alone much less be given as red cards. The fact that I don't even think it was given a foul, it just shows the stupidity of this referee. But look, more importantly, back to the main thing, other than the fact the referee's an idiot, Uruguay shouldn't have been down to 10, is England aren't good enough. And I'm not sitting here and saying, well, that's a team that I expect to start in the summer. Not entirely, but we still got a few more months of the season to go. Injuries could absolutely still happen. Fitness issues could still happen. And you're relying on then maybe a backup player or a rotational player. And you're looking at some of those players today, and you might say Rashford's a starter, and you might say, Foden is a starter. Maybe Maguire's even a starter. I don't know. But did anyone really come out off that pitch and you sat there and went, yeah, he's covered himself in some glory? Other than a couple of players. Look, Reece James is the starting right back. We know that. It's he's a level above every single right back in English football. Would Foden start? I don't know. I don't think Palmer really leapt off the page and said, I want to claim that starting berth. Ironically, it probably favoured Bellingham today, just how poor those two were. The striker situation behind Kane is a real problem. Solanke, I thought his link-up play was good. A lot of energy. Didn't really possess a goal threat. DCL came on. Shocking ability with his head, apparently, today. The fact that you're not hitting the target from 6 yards out from there, wide open, is appalling. Just god-awful appalling. So you start looking at it, and there's a lot of positions that you start to go, that's weak. And maybe Watkins should have been in the squad. I don't know what the situation is there. Maybe he's not a Tommy T kind of guy. But, England, I think, do have a lot of weaknesses through that squad. Yes, they've got some really great players. And yes, a lot of them weren't playing, but they've got a lot of weakness behind those players. So look, there's a lot to take away from this game. A lot of poor. That, yet again, we have a subpar and poor performance against a team that is not going to be a threat to anyone in a World Cup. Oh, they might get a quarter-final berth, but Uruguay are not going to be challenging for a World Cup winning game. They're not going to be anywhere near the final. And these are the games that, okay, they're going to sit back. They didn't play Bielsa ball. I was expecting Bielsa ball them to attack and things like that. They didn't. And England couldn't break them down again. What a surprise. Obviously maybe Madueke, if he had stayed healthy, obviously gets the injury. If he stayed healthy, maybe that's a difference. But Jarrod Bowen, against a low block team like that, I don't think really suited today. He was very poor. Very, very poor today, Jarrod Bowen. I don't know if he could take it around a lamppost today. So, look, I think Thomas Tuchel, I hope, comes out and actually explains some of the decisions. But, look, I hope these are the kind of games you hope the referee would make some come out and explain his decisions, because, Jesus Christ, Ronald Araujo, I think, could still be out there with a gun just shooting some of our players and it'd still be all right. Don't worry about it. He's a Barca player. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So, look, a lot to take away from the game. I'm not looking forward to the next one. I don't like England football really all that much. It's boring. It's unimaginative. I mean, that's 2 hours of your life that you spent today watching that game, and you sat there and thought, I could have just gone to bed. I could have read a book. I could have sat at a wall and just watched a wall, and it would have been more entertaining than what England put out there today. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'll speak to you all next time. Peace.